Alright, so here's another alligator lizard species. I had done one on the Sierra alligator lizard for the reptiles of the Mojave Desert. This one I found down south. It's a San Diego alligator lizard. This is a young adult. It's fairly large as far as the tail goes. They typically will get anywhere between 3 and 7 inches from snout to vent. But you know, they have that really long body, slender body, small legs, giving it its name. Kind of looks like an alligator, obviously. The thing that's interesting about these alligator lizards, they're very widespread. There's lots of different alligator lizards. I think here in California, we've got the northern alligator lizard, the southern alligator lizard, and the Panamint alligator lizard. Now the northern and the southern alligator lizards are broken up into subspecies. Different ones, I think there's 7 or 8 different subspecies depending on where you're at and the location. Now the alligator lizards can be found in the North Americas, Europe, Asia, Africa, so they're fairly widespread. Now the alligator lizard can be active during day and night. Nighttime when it's really hot, but will be mostly diurnal throughout the year. Now the defense that the alligator lizard has is they've got that really long tail that if something comes around, they'll detach the tail and it'll squirm around because of the nerves, and the predator will focus on the tail rather than the lizard. They also have very powerful jaws. They can give quite a good little bite. Now one this size won't give that much of a bite, but some of the bigger ones can definitely draw some blood. So now these alligator lizards can eat quite a bit of different stuff. They'll eat insects. They'll also eat small lizards, small mammals if the alligator lizard's big enough. We'll also occasionally prey on eggs. Bird eggs if they're small enough, lizard eggs, snake eggs. So a very opportunistic lizard here. This is the San Diego alligator lizard. Alright, we're on the next set of artificial cover to flip. Look at that little toad. Alright, I've got a new amphibian here. It's a little toad. It's a little western spadefoot. And like I've said before, I'm not the best with amphibians, but after identifying them in the book, it's pretty easy to tell with the spadefoots because I know he doesn't like this, but they have a little spade on the back end of their foot. That helps them dig in, I think, but it's a stout-bodied toad. They can be all sorts of different colors, kind of greenish, brownish, creamish. So they like the moist environment. It's still, from the heavy rains that we've had, it's still pretty moist out. I went and got my hands wet to get all the salts off of him so that way he doesn't absorb them into his body. Another thing that kind of gives this toad away is that he's got vertical eyes, vertical pupils rather than horizontal pupils, but his eye coloration is really cool. I think you can see that in the camera. The size of this toad is anywhere between 1.5 inches and 2.5 inches, so this is an adult, fully grown. He'll have tadpoles down in the stream bed over there. Now these toads are pretty much nocturnal, but they are also terrestrial, so the only time that they'll ever hang out in the water is when they are breeding. And the tadpoles, don't worry, I caught him. When they do breed, they can have anywhere between 300 and 500 eggs. And typically when animals have that many eggs, not a lot will survive. So this is the western spadefoot. I'm going to let him go where he doesn't like the sun, so I'll let him go in the shade underneath the board again.